Alright. Hey everyone. I know that it's been a few months since the last time I've uploaded, and I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to make an update because there's some things that I need to tell you guys about because they're going to affect what happens with this channel and honestly with myself from now on. I am going to give a warning. This video is going to get pretty serious, and while I do try to avoid politics as much as I can on this channel, I am going to be mentioning them today because it's a pretty big influence on what exactly is going to happen to me and this channel in the future. I do know that this is kind of a hard subject, and for those who don't really want to hear about it, I understand. Just know that, yeah, this is gonna affect me, and it's gonna affect the future of this channel as well. And things are might not get better from here on out. So yeah. With that being said, I'll go ahead and start explaining about all of this. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as I can, but I'm going to be starting. I'm already in my second year of college at this point. I'm studying both film and biology, kind of bouncing back and forth between both of the subjects. And in a couple of weeks, I'm hoping to start what well, I'm really hoping it will be my last semester of college, at least at the college that I'm currently at, and I'm hoping to transfer to a university afterwards so that I can actually study to get an official bachelor's degree. With that being said, though, because it's going to be my last semester here, I will most likely, this is going to probably be the most difficult semester I've had in terms of the amount of work that I will be taking on. I plan on taking 16 units, which, for those who don't know, a unit or a credit in college is typically worth about 3 hours of work. So 16 units, I'm pretty sure, if I'm going off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's 48 hours of work. And on top of that, I also plan on taking on an it's kind of like an internship or a volunteer opportunity as well. So because of this, I'm gonna probably be doing somewhere between 50 to 60 hours of work a week. And because of this, I'm gonna have to focus a lot more on my education, and that's gonna leave me with a lot less time to focus on animating, creating art, or honestly just focusing on anything that isn't related to my education. With that being said, though, I think it's also an important thing to recognize that admittedly, I live in the United States, and for anyone that's kind of been keeping up with how things have been going here, which I feel like is kind of difficult to really not have any idea of, especially if you live in the United States as well. But over the past couple of years, and especially over the past couple of months, politically things have been getting really intense around here, especially when you take a look at a lot of the policies and the decisions and the laws that are being passed and what is being allowed and what isn't being allowed. And admittedly, a lot of these decisions, I have noticed a pattern that a lot of them tend to target marginalized communities. And I don't want to give too much information on my end, although I will say I did mention in the previous video that I am Mexican American. That's just kind of public knowledge at this point. But outside of that, I don't want to give too much info about myself. But outside of that, I am a part of multiple marginalized communities. And because of that, I have to think about a lot more things when it comes to a lot of the policies and decisions being made. And admittedly, I have to worry a lot more about my safety for not just myself, but also for the people around me. And I have to think about a lot of things when it comes to what exactly this is going to mean for me in my future. Because this is going to impact a lot of things. It is probably going to have an impact on whether or not I can receive medical care for a lot of my needs, as I have multiple medical conditions that I have to keep in mind. I have to focus on whether or not I will be allowed to get a job, as again, I am studying both film and biology. Film is already kind of a go big or go home industry, to say the least, and it's definitely not it's not particularly known to be stable. I think is probably the best way that I can describe it. And in terms of biology, I specifically wanted to work in a field that was related either to zoology or marine biology, and I wanted to focus a lot specifically on kind of like the aspect of like science communication, which was just specifically where I get to take information that scientists are finding out through research, and I get to make it in a way that is accessible and enjoyable, or at the very least, just easier for the community to understand. Because there's a lot of stuff that's being found out right now, and I want to help out to make sure that everyone is aware of what exactly is being found out, because I think it's really important. And unfortunately, a lot of the policies that are being passed right now have an effect on a lot of those jobs, and certain aspects of the government might potentially be shut down as a result of this. So, because of that, that is going to impact whether or not I will be able to get a job, especially within the fields that I am currently studying. I will also have to worry about my education and about whether or not I will be able to continue said education, because I also rely heavily on grants and scholarships. Otherwise, college education would just not even be an option for me. So I don't know what will happen in that aspect. Also, got to think about, if I end up with a partner at some point, would I even be allowed to marry them? Because apparently there's a possibility that I might even lose that right. And millions of other people here in this country as well. Also have to worry about whether or not I can continue living here, because again, I am Mexican American, and the nation isn't particularly kind to us right now. And that's just the tip of the iceberg right there. That doesn't even go into half of the problems that I currently have to think about in this country. So, yeah, I have a lot of things that I have to worry about, both related to politics and with how things are currently going in college. And because of that, I don't have a lot of certainty for what's going to happen in the future. And because of that, I'm at a point where I don't know what's going to happen with my education. I don't know what's going to happen with my free time. And I don't know what's going to happen with my life. And because of this, I can't make any promises anymore in terms of, like, that is the only promise that I can make you guys at this point. The only promise that I can make is that I can't guarantee what will happen to me at this point in terms of my online presence and what's going to happen with my YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue running it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue being on here, which I've already been like super scarce over the past 2 years, specifically because of college and because of medical issues. And I I just don't see myself getting to a point where I can really get to a specific schedule, which I feel sad about, because this is something that means a lot to me. Sorry. And I wish that I didn't have to leave you guys in the dark about a lot of this stuff. I also wish that I didn't have to explain so much about this. But yeah, because of those things, I don't really know what I can say about all of this, and the only thing I think that I can end up with this is just saying that I am sorry. I am truly sorry that I can't continue to go on about things the way that I used to, because I used to have a schedule for this channel where I think I uploaded about once a week. I used to host multiple map projects. I specifically like multi animator projects. I used to be contacting people all the time. I used to try to do just like a bunch of stuff, but I'm just at a point where I I don't think I've honestly contacted anyone within any of the projects that I've had for months. I have barely made any art. I don't even get to contact people online anymore. I mostly just lurk in most areas because I just don't have the energy nor the time to be able to actually sit down and to give a cohesive and reasonable response to things. And it makes me very sad. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Again, I genuinely wish that things were not this way. I wish that I didn't have to hold on to so much panic about the future. And I wish that I didn't have to do this to you guys. And for that, I am truly sorry. But this is about as much as I can guarantee at this point. Yeah. I do know that Valentine's Day is coming up on February 14th. So in a little less than a month. I would really like to do something on that day, just because for those who don't know, I started my channel on Valentine's Day of 2020, and a 5th year anniversary. I feel like that it means a lot to me. It means a lot to know that I could have continued this channel for a while, even if admittedly I haven't been doing the best job at it over the past year and a half, 2 years. I would still like to do something on that day. Hopefully I can do something a little bit special. But we'll see. I also know that I have a couple of other things that I have to do. I would really like to finish up the multi-animated projects that I have. And on top of that, I also have, I think, a map part that I have to finish for another project of someone else's. I'm gonna see if I can do any of those things. I'm gonna try my best to at least get some of them started. But I can't promise anything at this point. I don't know if I can continue with anything. And I don't want this to get too morbid, but I'm just gonna leave it with this. If I do not upload anything by Valentine's Day, I think it is best to assume that my channel is most likely dead. It's a day that means a lot to me, specifically for the history of this channel, and I would really like to do something on there, even if it just ends up being something small. I would really like to do something for it. But if I can't even bring myself to do that, then I don't think that I can continue running this channel anymore. And again, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry that things are gonna go to that point potentially. But I want to be realistic with you guys, and I want to give you guys this update, and I want to be as clear. And hopefully I could have been a little bit conciser, but as concise as I could possibly be about just everything that's going on right now, and just to feel like I'm not hiding stuff from you guys. So yeah, that's about all that I really have to say. I'm gonna leave the comment section open for this one. I really hope it doesn't turn into anything awful, but I'm gonna do that because in case anyone has any questions, I want to leave that open and available to you guys. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it there at this point. I hope I'm gonna be able to see you guys again. I hope I'll be able to see you guys in the future. And I hope that the future gets brighter, because I just don't see it going that way right now. Thank you for everything. Seriously, it means a lot. And I hope that I am able to continue what I am doing here.